up into my life. Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky.
Yeah, I'm
But anyway, so another reason why
You
Justin...
ban this man from work. Clearly he is racist because he does not respect the caliphate.
Anyway, so the reason number 2 why Justin Trudeau is a colossal pussy...
Oh, we're back on this.
Yeah, no, I'm not done. This is like a whole
We never
thing.
left.
I thought about this a lot. Like, so,
You agreed to this.
That's true.
the thing about like Justin Trudeau,
You knew what this was.
like this one mourns bullying, I think even more because it's just such. It's more so of like, holy fuck, are you literally ignorant to what you're doing? There was that one really cringy speech he did where he's like, I am a feminist. That really long, dramatic, like, speech, been like, pause. And, like, here's the thing about that. Here's why that's cringy as fuck.
Okay,
because he
I can
says,
agree
like,
with that.
I'm the feminist thing. It's like, look, dude, we all are. Like, no one in their right fucking mind actually thinks women should have, like, good jobs.
Rights.
And,
I feel like
like,
it was just too long, too, you know? Like,
he really, it was
one of those things
a
where we get
silly
it.
camera moment. But here's
The worst part is, like Mark brought it up, but I'll tell you exactly what he did. He paused for applause that were never going to come.
that's true.
You know why? Because he says literally what most of us are
Yeah.
thinking.
Welcome
Now,
to Canada, a
very
liberal country.
It's true.
Very few people actually think are actually sexist, but it's just a hot button topic. So that's cringy as fuck. But the here's the real icing on the fucking embarrassment why you should be bullied cake is shortly thereafter he goes to visit like a mosque and sit down for the sermon, and he goes to this one fucking mosque that had like actually separates the sexes from each other,
Which is traditional.
which
Okay,
is also just
you can't
like,
bash that because that's their religion. I mean,
but that's so gay.
I feel like
so
sexism
awful.
and religion are separate things almost, you know?
I don't think we should give a pass to sexism or racism or any
But
sort of
Ray,
prejudice
there are
on the
plenty-
grounds that, well, it's traditional. Because you know what's traditional in some of these countries? Beating your wife.
But there are also plenty
Is
of
that
mosques.
like accurate though, or is that just a joke?
That's not a joke.
There are plenty of
Let me tell you
mosques
something.
that actually aren't sex separated. So the fact that it was like, I'm going
He
to
chose
go
the
to,
specific one.
like, well, to be fair, it's a big mosque. Like, I don't blame him. He's not going to go to some rinky-dink, tiny, like, not pretty-looking place. Like, I get it. It's a camera thing. But, like, the fact he says, I'm a feminist, makes a whole big song and dance about, like, I love the weenie. And then he goes to a place that, like, I don't think
You
has
said
much
the weenie?
respect for weenie. It just
Weenie,
makes
okay.
me, like, cringe to my core because, like, man, like, the fact that you think you deserve, like, fucking applause for, like, thinking like a normal human being makes me want to, like, slap your shit and tell you how normal you are and not
See,
brave.
Well, that's the thing, is like, we've entered a
That
time
warrants
period.
bullying.
We've entered a time period where people are conflating what prejudice even means anymore. And it,
Social justice warriors, man, they're ruining everything.
yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to blanket statement it, but for lack of any better words, the big problem we have right now is that we have a whole bunch of open groups that, for the most part, everyone agrees are a good thing. No one is going to, like Mark said, most people will not disagree. Feminism in general has done good for humanity and has, really helped us as a civilization achieve the balance we were seeking.
And we still have a ways to go, but yeah.
However, here is the problem. Feminism is an open group. There is no guide. There is no large woman sitting on the throne who points to you and declares that you are or are not a feminist.
What? I thought it was the Queen of England.
No. No, she just says you're a knight.
Oh, gotcha.
It
It's
gets
very
confusing
similar.
sometimes, yeah.
Anyway, there's no one who there's no gatekeeping. And the problem with this is that when you have big open groups that cannot have gatekeeping, you can't do it because it would defeat the very nature of the group. What you get are people who take the meaning of feminism and decide to like sticker it like a price tag on feminism means we get to hate men. And I don't think anyone with good sense will agree that that's what feminism is about. However, because there is no gatekeeping, no one can tell the man-hater that no, you're not a feminist, get out. And as such, they are enabled to continue using the label. And to this end, they are more or less destroying what it means. To that same end, you have people who are like, I am conservative. But that, to me, that means I don't like spending so much money on these things and rather spend it on those things. However, it apparently also means I don't like women, minorities, or I hate everybody.
Well, the
because-
fact that, like,
I'm a centralist, but because I'm not liberal, I'm evil.
Well, the fact that conservatives become what's the word for pejorative is just like if that's what
it just means in this context.
It is a word that has negative connotations.
I mean, in the broader context nowadays, not being liberal is equated to Nazism.
But here's the thing: is like the fact that people refer to people as conservative as like again like a negative connotation just means that political discourse has already been fucked. Like there is no discussion. The fact that like we have to like the fact that people like Sam Harris get called like a white nationalist, even Jordan Peterson. Sam Harris
white nationalist? Okay.
For Joe Rogan gets called a fucking white nationalist neo-Nazi sometimes. And it's like the fact that like words have meanings and for some reason we decided recently that they no longer have meanings. Like you can't just throw around words like racist, sexist, transphobic. You can't throw that shit around. You can't throw around neo-Nazis. I hate to stick up for neo-Nazis, but like there is a thing that actually
half the people, yeah.
Well, here, folks. Mark's a neo-Nazi.
Well, here's the thing: is like
no, I agree. Like
I'm really upset about that is because like here's the thing: neo-Nazis have always existed. Obviously, like that's a thing.
Not always. They existed post-Nazi.
Well,
World War II.
In theory, in belief, I'm sure they existed a long time ago.
Yeah, they just weren't called neo-Nazis.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like we don't need to get a pedantic
No, I'm
here.
there. Yeah.
I was being.
That was fair enough. You're being facetious, but like so.
Yeah.
The thing about neo-Nazis is they've always been around and they've always been like hiding in their
I'm articulate when I'm drunk.
But the problem is that like, people make it sound like there's an epidemic of white nationalist neo-Nazis. And let me remind you, there was only one time white nationalist neo-Nazis came out, and it was Charlottesville, like when that whole riot happened. And that was the one and only time that actually was a thing. And the reason why I know this is
they've had other
like,
times. It's just never a public.
Here's the thing. When black men were getting shot by the police and it was a hot button topic, there was a news story. Oh, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. When that was the hot button news topic, left, right, and center, that stuff was constantly getting reported on. It was obviously happening quite a bit.
Yeah.
But neo-Nazis came out once, people said the entire country is a bunch of neo-Nazis, and that's it. This radio silence about how it is neo-Nazis. They're just like hiding in your fucking garbage can.
Your neighbors might be neo-Nazis.
You can't just run around saying neo-Nazis, because like, that's such an ugly thing. It's like, I hate to stick up for these people, but like, we have to call it what it is.
Not everyone who disagrees with you is a Nazi, no matter how good that might make your side look. And I mean, it gets even funnier when like fucking... Like, you have a group like Antifa, who doesn't gatekeep. Anyone can be an Antifa member. But like, even their name, by nature, makes them forcibly the good guys. Because it's like, well, we're opposing fascism. How could we be evil? And then they burn down a shop.
Yeah. Well, essentially.
That guy didn't do shit. He was living his life. He was selling groceries. But fuck it, I'm mad and I want to burn things. Give me the controller. I'll play the next level. Even though I have to pee, I will use it to fuel me.
It was basically a label thing, right? As long as you... Here's the thing, it's kind of like... I was thinking about this on the drive home from work the other day. If you call, I don't know, some pundit or some comedian or some...
Salam alaikum.
If you say that that thing is sexist,
yeah,
and you want to rebuttal against this, like, no, this joke or this movie or
you're
whatever,
shutting down the argument.
Well, no, what I was going to say is that when you label something as such, it is now up to the other, or it shouldn't be, but is now assumed the other person has to defend a sexist, for example. And the problem is when you start like throwing labels around like that, now you're in a position where you have to quote unquote defend neo-Nazis if someone's getting called a neo-Nazi unjustifiably so, right? Yeah. Like it's almost like if you call PewDiePie a neo-Nazi and you stick up for PewDiePie,
you're sticking up for a neo-Nazi, clearly.
Or according to the person who's making the argument. Because, like, if you're calling someone a sexist, whatever the fuck, something phobic, you're not, you don't want wiggle room. You actually believe that because you have to understand that the words you're saying have, like, real meaning and real consequence.
Well,
but now we know. Now words are so flexible, right? The fact that people call jokes sexist, it's like, wait, this joke is actually actively bringing down people?
Well, that's the thing.
Does that make sense? Because it doesn't make sense to me. If you want to say the joke is insensitive towards women, okay, that's one thing. But to say this joke is actively bringing people
by
down
this
and
joke,
stopping people, that's...
To suggest that this joke by existing is damaging for, let's say, the Arabic community, I find that to be insulting to the Arabic community, for example. Because you're now suggesting that two men telling a joke to each other undoes decades of social progress.
Right.
Like,
No,
yes, should we be
I
making
agree.
jokes nowadays? No, maybe we should not be making jokes whose punchline is women are stupid.
Sure.
But
that's a
to
different
suggest that me
conversation.
making a dumb blonde joke has irreparably damaged, like, by suggesting that if I make a dumb blonde joke, the concept of women has been undone.
Yeah, we're just not operating on the same.
Yeah, I find that insulting to women because I find that
If
like
that's how you view the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
I find that I find that concept demeaning to like. Does you agree with me, right? Like you see where I'm coming from?
No,
where,
of course I do. Well,
or
okay.
to suggest that the concept of progress as a society is so fragile, a single joke sets us back 20 years.
No, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
off.
Here's the
Hold
thing.
on. I just gotta interject real quick. We're playing Katamari
Oh, yeah.
while having heated political discussions. I'm wondering if we should stop the recording.
No, I put on Katamari because every time I play a cutesy game on this channel,
We get political?
we get dark. Last time I played Katamari with Cameron, we had a 20-minute conversation about genocide, where the end concept was me suggesting that the most effective genocide was the one you never heard happen. Just think about it.
Quick side note, which one was that?
That's the thing. We'll never know. A genocide probably happened and succeeded.
Ever
And the
got-
reason
Oh,
it succeeded
conspiracy
Ever-
theories.
is you
ever
never
got-
heard about it.
Ever got your house fumigated?
Oh, I know.
There you go.
Oh, they're wiping out the filthy whites from the face of the earth.
I was gonna say back to like what we were talking about a second ago.
Oh, try not to eat on camera because the sound of chewing is really awful.
No, I heard podcasts say you should often chew into the microphone, just so people know that you're eating.
Oh.
It's a courtesy thing, you know.
Okay, sorry. Hold on.
You want to make sure your listeners have table etiquette while you're eating.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Oh god, I am not looking forward to editing.
No.
I'll try not to get Cheeto into my microphone.
No.
I beg of you. These are expensive.
Why don't you use a headset?
Because I'd have to get 3 headsets.
Oh, sure.
And to get an audio interface. And
You know, real talk. Do you know how much a lapel mic costs? It's like
How's
six.
the lapel mic?
It's what you would need to make this work.
no, you can just get fucking SM58s, dude.
It's an SM58.
Oh, it's a
I
Shows how much I know.
58s. Basically, like, read it's a kind of microphone. So basically,
So like a gaming microphone would work.
yeah, but I'd need I would need like as many microphone splitters as we would have participants.
well, I actually have audio interface.
for fuck's sake.
To be fair, I have a lot of this audio equipment in my
No, I'm not even saying that to you. I'm saying about like I got stuck between a signboard and that fat dog.